Merry Christmas guys, hello and welcome to another Disney reading. This is one of our slightly longer stories as it is Christmas. I thought Disney's Mickey's Christmas Carol would be a nice story for you. So I'm going to release this Christmas Day, or should I do it Christmas Eve? That's what I have to consider it because obviously there's different time zones. So I'll get it as well. Yeah, I'm going to release it as soon as possible so you guys can see it. So you're obviously watching it now. So let's begin. And I hope you guys are all having a brilliant Christmas. All healthy and happy people. Oh, look at that little Christmas scene. How nice is that? Right. There's Charles Dickens. Right, okay. On the day before Christmas, Ebenezer Scrooge walked into his counting house and surprised his clerk at the stove. "What do you think you are doing, Bob Cratchit?" barked Scrooge. Just adding some coal to the stove," said Cratchit. "It's so cold in here that the ink froze." "You can warm the ink in your hands," said Scrooge. "Now quit wasting my coal and get back to work." "Yes, sir. And speaking of work, sir, tomorrow is Christmas." "May I please have the day off?" asked Cratchit. "Bah! Oh, I suppose so," said Scrooge. "But you won't get any pay." "No, sir. Thank you, sir," said Cratchit. Scrooge and Cratchit settled down to work, but suddenly the door burst open. In came Scrooge's nephew, Fred. "Merry Christmas, everyone," Fred called. "What do you want?" asked Scrooge. "I've come to give you a wreath and invite you to Christmas dinner," said Fred. "Families should be together at Christmas." "Bah, humbug," said Scrooge. "I'm not interested in family or Christmas. Now go away, I'm busy." "But uncle," said Fred, "you will miss a wonderful dinner. We're going to have roast goose with chestnut dressing, plum pudding with lemon sauce, candied fruits with spiced sugar cakes. Now, won't you come?" "Are you daft, man?" said Scrooge. "You know I can't eat that stuff." "Come if you change your mind," said Fred, and he handed the wreath to his uncle. "Here, I don't want this thing," said Scrooge, but Fred was already out the door. "Bah, humbug," said Scrooge. He said it all day, and he was still saying it when he left work that night. Scrooge spent Christmas Eve at home in front of the fire. He was just dozing off when he heard the sound of chains. Then a voice moaned, "Scrooge!" "Who's there?" asked Scrooge. There stood the ghost of Scrooge's dead partner, Jacob Marley. "I have a message for you, Scrooge," said Marley. "You know how I used to steal from widows and cheat the poor?" "Yes, and all in the same day," said Scrooge. "It was wrong of me," said Marley. "Now I am being punished. I must drag around these heavy chains and cash boxes forever," said Marley. "And the same thing will happen to you, Ebenezer Scrooge." Scrooge gasped. "No, no, help me," Jacob he begged. "Tonight you will be visited by free spirits." "Do what they say, or your chains will be heavier than mine," said Marley. Then old Marley disappeared through the door. "Farewell," he called. "No, wait, Jacob," cried Scrooge. "Come back, tell me more." But the ghost of Marley was gone. At bedtime, Scrooge looked nervously around, but there was no one to be seen. "Spirits, eh?" he said. "Bah, humbug." Scrooge was soon fast asleep, but in the middle of the night a soft ding, ding, ding woke him up. He peeked between the bed curtains. Somebody was tapping the bell on his alarm. wake up," said the stranger. "Who are you?" asked Scrooge. "I am the ghost of Christmas past," said the stranger. He hopped onto Scrooge's hand. "Hold on to me, but not too tight," he said. "We are going to visit your past." The spirit opened his umbrella and whoosh, he and Scrooge rose to the sky. Scrooge and the spirit flew high over the rooftops. Scrooge was too scared to look. The spirit and Scrooge landed in front of a brightly lit window. "Spirit, I know this place," said Scrooge. "It's the warehouse where I worked as a lad. What good times I had here with my friends." The spirit wiped snow off the window pane, and Scrooge looked in at the Christmas party. Under the mistletoe, a lovely young lady danced with a shy young man. "Why, it's Isabel and me," said Scrooge. He watched the young lady inside. "How I once loved her," he said. "Until you learn to love money more," said the spirit. Scrooge's eyes filled with tears. "All my old friends, they are all lost to me now," he said sadly. "That's the way you wanted it, you know," said the spirit. "Oh, spirit, please take me home," cried Scrooge. "I can't bear to remember any more." And the next thing he knew, he was back in his bed, and his alarm clock was ringing. Scrooge opened the bed curtains. There stood a giant. "Who are you?" cried Scrooge, as the giant's hand reached for him. The giant picked up Scrooge and said, "I am the ghost of Christmas present. I am taking you to meet some people with kindness in their hearts, even for a mean old miser like you." And he popped Scrooge into his pocket. The giant walked through the streets until he reached a poor part of town. The giant set Scrooge down in front of a shabby house. It was the home of Bob Cratchit, Scrooge's underpaid clerk. Bob and his merry children were trimming a tree. It was time for Christmas dinner. "Where is Tiny Tim?" said Cratchit. "Coming, father," called the little boy, as he limped down the stairs. Bob picked up his lame son and carried him to the table. "My, what a feast," said Tiny Tim. And it was a feast for the Cratchits, but there really wasn't much food. "Let's drink a toast to Mr. Scrooge," said Tiny Tim. "We owe our wonderful dinner to him." Scrooge was touched. "There's a kind lad," he said. "But the boy looks so sickly, Scrooge said. "Tell me, spirit, what is wrong with him?" "Much, I'm afraid," said the giant. "What will happen to Tim?" asked Scrooge. There was no answer. Scrooge turned around. The giant was gone, and in his place stood the ghost of Christmas future. The spirit led Scrooge to a graveyard. He showed Scrooge the grave of Tiny Tim. "Oh, the poor lad," said Scrooge. "Was there no way to save him?" The spirit did not answer. Instead, he pointed to another grave. With fear in his heart, Scrooge walked up to the grave. Weeds grew all over it. No one cared about the person buried there. Scrooge read the headstone and gasped. The grave was his own. Scrooge ran from his grave in terror. Spirit, tell me it's not too late," he cried. "Tell me I still have time to change. I'll change. I promise I'll change. I'll help Tiny Tim. Things will be better." Suddenly Scrooge tripped on a tree root and tumbled down, 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 and landed with a bump on a hard floor. Dazed, Scrooge looked around. He was in his own bedroom, and daylight was coming into the window. Scrooge ran to the window and threw it open. He could hear church bells ringing. "It's Christmas morning," he cried. "It's not too late. The spirit gave me another chance." "I know just what I'll do," Scrooge said. He dressed in a hurry. Then he ran out of the house and rushed down the street. "Pennies for the poor?" asked two men. They were collecting for charity. "Pennies? You need gold," cried Scrooge, and he dropped some gold coins into their cup. Then he danced off down the street. Scrooge found a toy shop and bought a big bag of toys. "Won't they be surprised?" he said. "I can't wait to see their faces." Scrooge saw his nephew driving by. "Merry Christmas, Fred," he called. Fred stopped with a jolt. "Uncle Scrooge?" he said in surprise. "I'm looking forward to your delicious Christmas dinner," said Scrooge. "You mean you're coming?" asked Fred. "Of course," said Scrooge. Scrooge walked through the town, calling Merry Christmas to everyone he saw. Finally he reached a shabby home. He stopped and knocked on the door. "Merry Christmas, Cratchit," said Scrooge, as his surprised clerk opened the door. "I brought some things for the children." And he gave them the most wonderful toys they had ever seen. "And for you, Cratchit," said Scrooge, "a raise, a big one." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Cratchit, and he and his wife danced for joy. Scrooge had a merry visit with the family. He ate and drank and even played with the young children. "A toast to all the Cratchits," said Scrooge, and Tiny Tim added, "And God bless us, everyone." Oh, how nice was that? So guys, I really do hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you're having a merry, wonderful Christmas, and I hope as a family you're all together and happy. Now, if you did like this story, click like, helps. And if you'd like to see more, click subscribe. But guys, I'll see you very soon and have a wonderful time no matter what you're doing. Bye bye.